Hey, silly goosies. Welcome to But Seriously, the podcast where we dive into life's pivotal moments and how they shape who we are. I'm Taylor, and each week I'll be sitting down with guests from all walks of life to explore how different challenges and traumas can become stepping stones into one's own authenticity. This is not a how-to on healing, rather an open, heartfelt, and even sometimes hilarious conversation amongst friends. We'll laugh, maybe shed a tear, and remind ourselves that life just is not that serious. So lighten up, let go, and settle in as you join us for stories that are as funny as they are inspiring. This is But Seriously. Let's get started. What is up, silly goosies? Oh my God. I cannot believe that we are wrapping up season 1 of But Seriously. I feel like I've been doing this for 100 years and in the best and worst way. This has been so much fun and so rewarding, but my God, it's like quadruple the work I expected. But it's all been really fun and a learning process. And I'm just so excited for the growth that this has had in season 1 and where it's going to go for season 2 and into, the next couple of years. My vision's definitely shifted a little bit. So I thought that, the last episode could be a little micro episode of sorts. It's kind of short, personal, heartfelt, and we're just going to like reflect on the season, celebrate the wins, and, share what's upcoming. So, yeah, first and foremost, I just want to express my gratitude. My God, I did not expect the feedback, the love and support that I got. I kind of expected this, to be honest, especially in the first season, to be contained within my own little like bubble, within my own world of like San Diego, my friends back in Ohio, and my friends back in Pennsylvania. And that did not happen at all. I was blown away by the reach that this had. I was blown away by the listeners and the downloads and the shares. And even just the feedback I've gotten from, people who are friends of friends or even strangers or other people within the podcast community. This was not something I really expected. I was kind of like hoping for the best, expecting the worst just to manage those expectations. But this has been so eye-opening, and I am just I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of each and every one of my guests that came on. I feel like every single episode, at least one person reached out to me saying, "I felt like I've known this person my whole life," or "This really resonated with me. This made me realize that I have this pattern in my life." And that's what this is all about, right? Like, we are wanting to ignite those conversations. We want to spark those ideas on how we can better ourselves and create that safe community and environment where we can come together and like have these shared experiences in life and grow and become better. And hopefully, obviously laughing along the way. This has been super funny. This has been super sad at times and super intense at times as well. But I feel like that's just the recipe of life, baby. Um, so I thought it would be cool to kind of start out with some peaks and valleys, some highs and lows for me personally. Obviously, when you're creating anything new, there's going to be some trying times. There's going to be times when you want to give up or when the imposter syndrome sets in. And whew, boy, oh boy, did I experience that. I feel like learning as you go with this is a huge part of it. Like, and I can be a little bit meticulous about the things I want them to sound, how I want them to look. And then I realized like it's not that fucking serious. Like it's just a podcast. You're mainly interviewing your friends right now. Like if there's a couple glitches, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? But like it was starting out like the I can't even, you guys. The amount of technical errors I had were so alarming. I thought I was like doing this all right, bought the nice equipment, like was rehearsing, outlining my interviews. My first interview ever, God love her, Jess Espinoza, Peach came over. We talked for like 2 hours and I was planning on like obviously editing a little bit out to shorten it or maybe making it into 2 episodes. When she left my house, I looked down and was like, I didn't fucking push record. So this poor girl just took 2 hours out of her weekend to just sit on my couch with me and we just yapped. I mean, obviously she's one of my best friends. It's fine. We had a good time anyway, but so embarrassing. I felt so bad. Also one time Jenny Voss came over the first time she did, and my mic was like half plugged in. It was plugged in during the start of it, and then somehow, I don't know, my fat ass sat on the cord and unplugged it. Um, and yeah, then the rest of the episode, it was just you could just hear me screaming in the background. So that was a great one. The amount of mic drops, I mean, I have us normally set up on the big comfy couch, and it's supposed to be really chill, right? Disarming. We're just hanging out on my couch and talking. It's definitely proved to be a little bit more of a difficult setup. I think I had 100 mic drops in 10 episodes, just people dropping it behind the couch, me dropping it. God forbid if you have to shift on the couch because you're uncomfortable, you get all of that static feedback. So that's that was pretty funny and a good learning lesson on, maybe what I'm gonna do next year for setup or next season for setup. Social media continues to be an absolute anomaly to me. I don't know how you content creators do it. I am in awe of you. I can't lie. In my previous life, I have poked fun at it and been like, I don't get influencers who's setting up cameras and doing this shit all day, who's no sitting around editing these videos hours on hours, like go outside, touch some grass. And now I'm like, I get it. And you guys are so impressive. I'm trying so hard and it's coming out like a pixelated grainy TV from the 80s. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So whole newfound respect for the social media game. I That's gonna be a big goal for me as this continues is to sort of sort that shit out. I have to spend some time, more time figuring that out because I can't tell you how many times I've created something and then just been like, "I don't give a fuck, I'm posting it. I've been doing this for 30 minutes. I can't do it any longer." So maybe I should outsource that to somebody because I'm not the most patient person alive. It's something I'm working on. Um yeah, this has just been so fun, you guys. Even through those moments where those things were happening, like, I would leave and I'd get so fucking down on myself, like, I suck, why am I doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, who's even listening to this? Who gives a shit? And then I was like and then, I had a great community of people surrounding me, like my boyfriend, my friends, just picking me up and saying like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is your first time doing this and it's not that bad." So, sometimes you do need that dose of reality check, and obviously it's easy to be your harshest critic. But all in all, now I can look back and just like laugh on those moments. I mean, I'm recording in my fucking one-bedroom apartment for Christ's sake. I live in Ocean Beach. It's a dingy little thing. It's like a built up above a garage. We're in my living room. My kitchen's to my left. My bedroom's to my left. So if I'm recording, poor Jack, I'm like, get the fuck out of the house. I actually just sent him on his way to go get me a coffee to get rid of him. So I'm sure he'll be storming in here any second. And it's just like you have to go with the flow with these things at the early stages, you know? Maybe one day, who knows? Look out, Caller Daddy. Maybe I'll have my own studio. But for now, we're kicking it in OB. We're chilling. Um Another some funny things that like starting off on this season that I wish I may have done. Oh my god, my pants just come undone. Jesus. Um an- Never mind. Wow. I Some funny things that I started off doing too. I just when I get set in my ways over things, I am like, this is the way I'm envisioning it. This is the way it's gonna go. And I focus on that rather than getting feedback from anybody else. And for some reason, I was just like gung ho about getting a website and merch set up. Because in my mind, I was like, there's gonna be no monetization to this. Not that I need monetization to this, but like I did want some sort of like branding and affiliation. So I like spent all of this time creating this merch with this drop shipper and putting it on my website, which, oh my God, my website, my branding, shout out to Hallie. If you guys ever need any graphics, any website design, this girl fucking killed it. I mean, look how cute this is. I have a little disco ball, magic 8 ball in the shapes of cherries. Obviously, the tongue out brand is like sexy as fuck. And she just absolutely crushed it. And yeah, no, Hallie, you're amazing. But I just was like, I need to get merch on there. Like, I feel like people might buy it. It'll be cute. And also, this is how I can like, pass out t-shirts, stickers, socks, what have you around at parties or at Jack's restaurant and get people excited about it. I spent so much fucking time creating this stuff. And let me just be honest, like, I'm not that like artistic. I can be creative, but I'm not like aligning shit. I'm just kind of like, go, let's just try it. Let's just try it, figure it out. And when I first got my sample order of merch, it was so fucking bad, you guys. Now it's cute. I have fixed it. But like I was like, why am I spending so much time on this? I haven't even fucking recorded an episode yet. Like, what are you doing? So it's just in hindsight, like you learn so much about yourself when you're trying new things. And I have learned that I can be a little impatient and a little stuck in my ways. And yeah, it's just funny to look back and think on those things. Some positive notes like I said earlier, I can't even explain the feedback I've gotten, and I do attribute a lot of that to my guests, these people who came on, these such a different group of people, right? We have creators, we have musicians, we had breath work, we had body work, we had, we had people in the healthcare industry, we had fitness instructors. God, it was just, we had, immigrant. Maria's fucking episode was insane. We had Elle, the skincare guru, and her talking about her sobriety journey. It was just next level. And each and every single guest brought something special to this podcast and to their episode that stood out to people. And it made this so much more valuable and it made it so unique. And I just feel like we really have something here. And I'm just so lucky to have been able to create a community or find a community around myself with these awesome people who aren't afraid to open up and share their stories and who aren't afraid to take the leap of faith in life and chase their dreams. I can't even begin to explain to you guys how much you've touched other people's lives. Like the amount of people who have reached out to me, like, oh, for example, like, oh, when Jenny was talking about like, forgiving her mom and like feeling like neglected as a child, that really resonated with me. And I realized like, oh, maybe I do these things and I'm outlandish when I'm out and about because I'm trying to stand out. And like, that's why we're doing this, right? Like, so for people to find that common ground and then want more from this and like work on themselves and then also work on those relationships with people that they may have not wanted to forgive or maybe even knew that they had to forgive. And I think that's just such a big part of healing is first step is recognizing those patterns and then moving on from it. Um Also like Elle, oh my God, your episode was amazing. And I know you have never really opened up about your sobriety before, right? And I had so many people who aren't even sober that were like, "Oh my God, this is making me question things like maybe I'm doing too much," or her strength and courage was really eye-opening, and I'm so I just wasn't expecting to stick around for a skincare episode, and it turned into this soulful, beautiful thing. And Maria, oh my God, Maria's episode, you guys, especially with the times that are going on right now. This is you know, with everything going on in Gaza and with, Iran and Israel and now on our own turf in LA, this has been really weighing heavy on my heart and my soul as it is with a lot of people, I'm sure. I mean, this is just I have no fucking words. It's so disheartening. It's heartbreaking. It's abhorrent and it's inhumane. And I think Maria's episode really came in at a wonderful time. And I think that encouraging people to hear stories like this, these stories of resilience and perseverance of these amazing people who are just trying to create a better life for themselves, they're just trying to be fucking sexy, silly, and safe, are getting treated like they're not human beings. And it's fucking disgusting. And hearing her story, I would hope would turn somebody who has a black heart hear that and hopefully make them realize that like this is not the solution. Um ICE is not the fucking solution. Fuck ICE. So I implore you so much and I know the listeners appreciate you so much, Maria. You are truly one of the most resilient people I know and such a beautiful soul. And yeah, like I think that story is so important and that's it's just amazing to be able to give a platform to people who need it and I just want to continue to do more of that. The world needs more love. The world needs more people like Maria, you know? Also, I think a big lesson for me during these interviews too was I started off interviewing people I was really, really comfortable with, people who I see at least once a week or, know really well. And I think that kind of created a little bit more difficulty for me than I expected. So I know in my mind, I'd be like, okay, I know this person really well, but I need to do a really good job of like not talking to them like I know them. Cause what if somebody's listening and is like, I don't know what they're talking about. So I would structure these like outlines of how I kind of imagined the conversation going. And sometimes that would make me, I feel like, not be in my zone, right? Like I would be a little bit more prim and proper, tailored to what I wanted to do or how I envisioned the conversation going. And it wasn't really until Rebecca's episode where I realized, like, I don't need to do all this prep before. I mean, it's good to prep before. I'm not saying that. But Rebecca and I had really only met on the dance floor a couple times. We hadn't had like any one-on-one time or like deep conversations. I knew she was really close with Jenny and they like, put together events before and DJ before. And I was like, this is going to be a good one. Like, I know she does Reiki, she does body work. I know she's like into jujitsu. She, is a DJ and oh, Jack Daddy's home. I was just talking about how I want to do like more interviews with people I don't know as much. And the reason why is because I felt like our conversation was, thank you so much. He just brought me a coffee, best boyfriend ever. Um, I feel like the conversation just flowed so much more naturally. And when we were uncovering truths about each other, we were finding so many more synergies and commonalities and it was like happening in real time. So it made that connection and that conversation all the more authentic. So for me now, I think that's going to be a big focus for season 2 is kind of getting outside of my comfort zone, reaching out to people I might not know that well or even know at all, and seeing how that goes. Or even if I do know somebody really well, not psyching myself out and having these expectations that the conversation needs to go a specific way because that's just not the case. Another thing that was definitely, you're good, you can come through. Here he comes. Say hi to Jack Daddy, everybody.
Silly Goose Nation.
Hi, silly gooses. Oh, sorry. See, we gotta get a studio, guys. This is just not gonna keep working for me. I know. But okay, shh, we're live. All right, well, fuck it, we'll do it live. Another thing too is like I feel like I really burnt myself out on this schedule. Like I was doing sometimes like 2 or 3 recordings a day or re-recordings because I sucked and didn't turn my mic on. And then would also spend all this time like trying to make reels, trying to make content. And then my great friend Tori was like, you can find softwares to do this for you, sis, which was a huge help. But I didn't do that till like halfway through the season. And I feel like the next time I like do all this, get these interviews scheduled and do this, it's definitely going to be, I'm just going to kind of try to build up an arsenal of interviews and like have them in my back pocket rather than scheduling like 1 or 2 a day for like 2 weeks straight. That definitely burnt me out a little bit. I can't lie. But it's a good lesson learned, know your limits. And, I was also expecting maybe I'll just do like an episode every Monday for a year. There's no chance in fucking hell I'm doing that. Like I'm definitely going to keep this season by season, taking breaks in between. And the reason why I want to do that is because I kind of want to pivot this to become something that I can also do in person. The podcast is amazing and it's building such a strong community, but I want to take this to the next level where I'm hosting retreats, where I really want to take this to be more in person. I think it would be really beneficial to start doing retreats or events where it's centered around but seriously in the community. But I can do this in the aspect of 10 to 30 people and we're maybe doing like an overnight stay in the desert or away to Mexico for the weekend or to the Baja and maybe eventually taking this somewhere dope for like a week to like Costa Rica or Mallorca or Bali. I mean, that's fucking pipeline, but that's kind of where I envision this going. And I think it would be really awesome to have seasons in between that. So that's what my focus is going to be this summer. I've been already adding a lot more classes to my yoga schedule. I'm teaching at Aquavit twice a week. I'm going to start teaching at a studio here in OB. I'm also going to start teaching for the local salon owner for her clientele and her employees. I'm also been looking into doing some corporate stuff too, like teaching at offices. It hasn't really panned out yet. And I actually don't really know if that's my vibe. But the reason I want to do that is to continue to build this community. So when I do host a retreat, people will want to come, right? And I want them to be this unique thing. It's not just like yoga and journaling and meditation and breath work. Like I want my music friends involved. It would be dope if like Elle came and was giving like 15-minute flash facials, right? Like I want to create this like big, beautiful thing, a collective where we're all contributing. And I feel like that's going to be where the magic kind of happens. And that wasn't my original intentional goal. I have to give a huge shout out to my coach, Katie motherfucking Boyd. She kind of helped me position this to see where it could grow and how this could be shifted into a career rather than just like a fun little side project. And I'm really excited to see where that takes me. And I think that having those seasons in between that would be really fun. And also like having these interviews done in person, right? Like if somebody comes to retreat and they want to do like a 30-minute episode or just like talk on a microphone or even like pass it around between people in the class, like I just think that'd be really fun and different. So That's kind of where my thought process is going with it. And I'm excited to see where that takes me. Also, just to like kind of close this up, I want to share some insights with what happened with this podcast. I am blown away by these stats. We had we had 845 unique listeners in the first 10 episodes or first 9 episodes, which absolutely exceeded my expectations. Like I said, I expected this to be confined within my own bubble of people I know. I don't think I'm that close or know 845 people personally. So that was something that really blew my mind when I saw that. We have thousands upon thousands of downloads, enough that we can actually qualify for paid advertisements for the next season. Which I know that's a pain in the ass and annoying. Nobody wants their podcast to be interrupted by ads, but girls got to eat, so it's tough shit. Oh, we had so many different countries listening too, which I'm like, this is all in English. I haven't figured out a way to translate this yet. So hopefully, they understood it or liked it. I know Maria's family, oh my God, they're so sweet from Venezuela. They listened and watched multiple times, even though some of them don't speak English. And that's just a testament to how much they love Maria. But don't worry, I'll figure it out soon, guys, and we'll get these in Spanish for you. But we had, obviously the US, we had a ton of different people listening all across the nation, which was super cool to see. Colombia, the UK, Mexico, Portugal, Venezuela, Australia, Germany, France, and Thailand. Like I did not expect that reach at all. So I'm excited to see how that grows next year as well. Another couple things, like I just want to give some thanks to, everybody in my life who's been so supportive for this, especially my noisy boyfriend in the back. He has been such a rock for me during this. Whenever I was in those lows, feeling like, why the fuck am I doing this? I suck at this. I didn't hit record. I'm such a newbie. I'm being so dumb. Nobody gives a shit about me or about this. He was just my constant North Star, telling me I was onto something, telling me I'm doing the right thing. And without him, I don't think I would have even lifted this off the ground without his encouragement. Same goes for my disco queens, my team Tong. I mean, you guys, my San Diego community. Honestly, you guys are my inspiration. I feel like watching all of you create and do these awesome things around San Diego and beyond was just like, okay, I want to fucking do something cool too. And it made me find my own strengths. So I'm just so lucky to be a part of this community. Kate, James, Kelsey, obviously you guys are been my day ones for forever. I love you guys so much. And you give me all the love and support I could ever need. And lastly, my family. I obviously talking about the hardships that we've all been through and the stuff that we've done to each other or, maybe have slipped under the rug. These stories aren't easy to hear. And they listened with open hearts and open minds and have just been nothing short of supportive and loving and understanding. And I just feel so lucky that we've come to a point in our lives where we've worked through all of the bullshit and we've been through way too fucking much. And we just continue to keep getting stronger and closer. And that makes me feel like the luckiest girl in the world. Um, I do obviously I have some ideas and visions where I want this to go for season 2 and beyond, but I love, love, love when I get feedback from people like, "Hey, I think you should interview this person. Hey, I think this topic would be really awesome." Or I'm like, "I would love to learn more about this." Keep that fucking shit coming to me. Like that is it. I want you guys involved. I want to know, where you see this going as well. Like I said, this is a collective, this is a community. I am not like trying to just point in any direction on where I want this to go. I want us to kind of do this together and grow together. So if you want to be on an episode, if you know somebody who would be awesome, or if you want to come to a class, or you want to hear a topic, or you have a funny question that you think would be great for the dirty laundry segment, DM me, email me, all those things. Like I want to hear your feedback and I want you to be involved. And that also makes my heart soar to the fucking moon when people send those things to me, because that means they care and they're fucking listening and they want more of this. So that's the goal, baby. Um, on another note, this is stupid and silly, but I can't stop thinking about wanting to do this. For those of you who know me, know I'm like the biggest book nerd ever. I live for living in other dimensions. I always like Jack's my mortal boyfriend. I have infinite immortal boyfriends, or fictional boyfriends, not immortal. Well, I guess they are. Some of them are immortal. Um, I literally nerd out on like fantasy, romantasy, dark romance, all the things. And some of the books I read are truly unhinged. And I was like, maybe it would be funny to do like an episode once a month or every other month of like book club. And I could give bios of all the crazy things I'm reading. One, I'm sick of reading them by myself and not having anybody to talk to them about. So this will be a good venting session for me personally, selfishly. Two, I feel like it would be fun if people would read along with me and we can have these hilarious conversations about these books. Or you guys could just make fun of me, I guess. I don't know. Last summer I was super big into like kidnapping romances, which is sick and disgusting. I know I'm a sick, twisted fuck. This summer I'm so into prison romances. I'm like, get me arrested this summer. That's my goal. Anywho, that's what I kind of see that kind of being like a silly add-on to this as well. Um, Way off topic there. But anywho, I am just so proud of this. I'm so proud for what's next. Once again, I just want to thank all of my guests that came on this season. Jenny, Maria, Elle, Ari, Brigitte, Rebecca, Aaron, Maggie, you guys, and Jess, I'm sorry you didn't make it, but thank you for coming over anyway. You guys are like the heart and soul of this, and I can't wait to see what comes next for next year. All right, y'all. That's about all I have. Oh, there's Jack again.
Shout out to Danny down at OB Donuts.
Oh, maybe she'll sponsor me. Shout out to Danny at OB Donuts. She made him a great sandwich. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully this episode's salvageable of all the clanking and back and forth Jack was doing. And if not, I'm so sorry that it was disruptive, guys. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you for being such a silly goose and being a part of this. I'll see you guys in a couple of months. Keep your eyes out on my Instagram. I will be posting my class schedules. I will be showing new places that I'm teaching. You can keep your eyes peeled for any events I have coming up. I will also link my website at the bottom where you can get these cute merch. I mean, look at this cute little baby t-shirt. It makes your boobies look good. It makes your waist look tiny. It has the cute little logo on the side. We have socks, t-shirts, panties, all the things. Also, like I said, please reach out to me with any ideas, thoughts, whatever. I'll also link my email at the bottom of this as well, and my socials too. All right, guys, this has been so fun. Love you all. All right, you silly goosies. Thank you so much for tuning in to But Seriously. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at butseriously.pod and check out our website for upcoming events and exclusive merch. You can find all the links in our YouTube video description or on our Instagram page. See you next time.